I'm here at the St Joseph's Boxing Gym in Newport with the soon-to-be IBF Featherweight Champion of the World, Lee Selby. How are you doing, Lee?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good, good. Just saw, obviously, the explosive pad work you've been doing. 2 weeks away now, so are you starting to feel the buzz? Is it more like the waiting game, or have you still got to sharpen the tools a bit?
It's the countdown now. I'm counting on the days.
Yeah, of course.
I've been training a long time for the fight. Literally months and months. I think I went and watched Gradovich's last fight out in Omaha.
Yeah.
In November, and I've been training since then.
No, smashing.
It's been a long camp.
Of course, it's scheduled first for the end of April, wasn't it? And then it obviously got put back. Did you have? Because sometimes they say there's cases of overtraining, but have you had that rest period in between where you might have been going too hard, but obviously to adapt to?
To be honest, I always train.
Oh, okay.
I always train flat out. I'm always training hard. But I had the date April 25th in my head. We went out to America.
Yeah.
Training for that fight, and whilst we was out there, they changed the date to May 30th. So we just sparred every other day, like the other days, and we just rested. When I got back from America, and I had a week of just like ticking over, and then I got back on it then. And I've recently been out to Las Vegas. I've had 2 weeks out there sparring. It's all gone good.
Of course. Tell us about that. Obviously, out in Vegas. Does that sort of make you feel the hype of, somewhere down the line, a dream fight in Vegas? Does it make you sort of butterflies in the stomach, and that's sort of what you want to be doing in the future?
I think that's what part of the reason why my manager Chris Senegal takes me out there. So
yeah,
I can see what it's like on these big shows out in Vegas. We went to two boxing shows out there in the casinos. Went to a Mayweather promotion show and a Top Rank one, and I just got the feel of the buzz and the big fights I could be involved in.
Of course.
So hopefully I can win this fight now, and I'd love to be out there myself defending the title.
No, of course. Was it the Badou Jack card you went to?
No, we went to the Ray Bartram one.
Oh, okay.
That was the top rank show, and the other one was Ishe Smith.
Oh, Ishe Smith. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, smashing. I know, and obviously we touched on it earlier about Mayweather. You were saying whether just Pacquiao was just not what it was, or Mayweather was just too good. Do you see anyone next in September, if that is when he's going to fight, troubling him?
I think.
What would you like to see?
I can. I think he might even beat Mayweather.
Oh, really? Okay.
In his youth.
Yeah.
I think he'd give him all the trouble in the world.
So you see if that obviously Khan breezing through Algeria then, and then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a mismatch, really.
Yeah, it's obviously Algeria's not even fully fledged, is he? Welterweight, but no, that's interesting, and something like a Golovkin catchweight fight. Would you like to see that as well? Or
Golovkin and Mayweather?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Golovkin's too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, Mayweather's fighting out of a weight class. He should be fighting at a lighter weight anyway. So Golovkin's way too big for him.
No, okay. Touching obviously on your career, Evgeny Gradovich, a champion based obviously in America, Russian. He's also boxed in China. So obviously there's the fact that he's boxing away obviously from home should still bring his A game, of course. It won't, the pressure and that. But as for you, you've boxed. This will be your third fight at the O2. Do you feel like it's a sort of second home for you?
Yeah. I've had good memories, good experiences.
Yeah.
Fighting the O2. I won the Lonsdale bout
outright. Yeah.
I won that day. That was a proud moment for me, and I won a final eliminator to box for the world title then. So now to top it off, winning the world title in the O2 would mean the world to me.
That'd be superb, definitely. Do you see Gradovich as any ordinary champion, or do you think your style's all wrong for him in terms of what he brings?
I think my style's wrong for him.
Yeah.
But he's a good fighter. He's a good champion. I'm his fifth defence and his third mandatory, so that says it all. And he's coming to my backyard, or my home country, to defend the title against me.
Of course.
So that's the definition of a true fighter.
who would you list as sort of number one with the featherweight world champions at the moment? I know I spoke to Tony Borg earlier, and he reckons Lomachenko over Walters. How would you see it?
It's a difficult one because Lomachenko, he got beat by Salido in his first fight.
Yeah.
And Walters is a similar fighter to Salido, pressure fighter. But he hits a lot harder. He's fresher. And so it's hard to pick a winner. Gary Russell Jr. is a great fighter. I think he'd give Walters problems.
Yeah.
Lomachenko beat him comfortable.
Yeah, of course.
Stars make fights.
Of course. And you know, your plans, obviously win this, and then with, are you a champion that, you know, obviously wants to do the unifications, or with your height, is there a possibility that maybe you could start moving up?
Ideally, I'd like a few voluntary defences.
Yeah.
Before the year's up, like 2 defences, and then defend against the mandatory, and I'd love a unification fight.
Yeah.
That's where the big money is, and they're like super fights. That's what people are in the game for.
Of course.
But like you said, with my size, I got a massive size advantage over the rest of the featherweight, so I could move up comfortable. The super featherweight, maybe lightweight or something.
Yeah, no, of course.
See what the future holds.
Do you see yourself as at the forefront of Welsh boxing right now? I mean, there's obviously, you've got Chris Jenkins that's coming up well. You've got Cleverly, who's rumoured to be fighting for a world title against Jürgen Bremer in the summer. But obviously with yourself getting the exposure on Sky now, and obviously with this world title fight, do you see yourself sort of at the spearhead at the moment?
Well, if I can win this next fight, definitely I'll be like the face of Welsh boxing, and that's what I've been aiming for.
Yeah, of course.
And like you said, you got Nathan Cleverly, Chris Jenkins, Liam Williams, and these good boys from my gym up and coming as well. But like I'll be the leader of the pack, so to speak, if I'm the only Welsh world champion.
Of course. Speaking to your dad earlier, he was talking about how it was only ever really boxing for both you and Andrew.
Yeah.
How, you know, growing up, how was you in school and that? Was you one that sort of, did you rebel or?
in primary school I was like well behaved and got on with my work, but comprehensive school I didn't really like too much, so I was off with my mates. I wouldn't turn up to school, and
okay.
I was a bit of a rebel in there.
But no, it's always been, you know, if with obviously the hard work you've put in, if you couldn't see yourself as anything other, like if you wasn't to be a boxer, would you be another athlete of some sort, would you think? No?
Just boxing, that's the only
purely
sport
boxing.
That's the only sport I watch as well.
Oh, okay.
But, that's what I've always wanted to be since a kid.
No, fantastic.
Into boxing.
Your amateur career, how many fights did you have?
I had about 100 amateur fights.
Oh wow, okay, cool. And you think the way, obviously, your pro career going Welsh, Celtic, British, European, do you think that's because sometimes some fighters sort of try to skip that in order to get a sort of bigger chance at interim world belts, but do you think the way you've gone about it has made you more seasoned?
I've gone the traditional way.
Yeah,
the Welsh, the Celtic, the British, Commonwealth, European, 2 WBC international titles. I've boxed in 2 eliminators. So like now I'm ready. I'm seasoned and I'm ready to challenge for the title and win the title.
Of course.
I've done it the hard way as well. I was boxing on like small horse shows for little money, no TV coverage, and now I'm like fighting in one of the biggest arenas in the country on a pay-per-view Sky Box Office.
No, fantastic. Was there ever a time, like you said, obviously boxing on the small hall shows, where you just thought, not you've had enough, but you just thought, oh, you know, all the hard work you're putting in, have you ever sort of questioned?
Not really, no. I've always stayed focused, and I've listened to my trainer, my father, my manager. And
yeah.
They've just kept me on track and focused. And like I'm proof to all the other up-and-coming professionals.
Yeah.
Who like might not have done well in the amateurs, haven't been to the Olympics, haven't been in the GB. Like I'm proof that you can work your way up from the small horse shows and become a big star.
No, of course. And obviously your style is entertaining as ever, watching in the ring. Your last performance in particular against Joel Brunker. Your list of opponents compared to Gradovich. Obviously, Gradovich has got the 2 wins over Billy Dibb, and then he's, like you said, had a few other defences. How would you compare your opponents to Gradovich's?
To be honest, I think I've boxed at a higher class. Even though he's been boxing the world title defences.
Yeah.
Look at some of my opponents; they beat the guys he's fought, I think.
Yeah, of course.
He's had like five championship fights on the trot. I've had 12. I've had 10 12-round fights and 2 10-round fights.
Yeah.
On the trot back to back. So the experience probably lies with it.
No, of course. You obviously came to light under the Stephen Smith victory in his hometown in Liverpool. Was it then that you found a momentum sort of built towards you, and that's when the sort of, the publicity came about and you started to sort of become a more well-known fighter?
Yeah, that was like my breakout TV fight.
Yeah.
Like all the people in my local area and like in Wales knew about me.
That
was the only time I got like broadcasted around the country, and since then I've been going from strength to strength.
Of course, and only obviously the sole defeat early in your career, your 5th fight. Do you feel that if you look at fighters, obviously like Hopkins and Marquez, obviously they lost their sort of debuts early on and they've gone on to become great fighters. Do you feel the loss has sort of, in sort of some sense, helped relieve pressure and sort of made you become more determined? Because obviously you don't want to obviously taste that again in your career.
Not really, but I think that loss opened up doors for me, gave me opportunity. Because I know Stephen Smith had beat him in the ABA finals.
Okay.
And they might have looked at me for the voluntary defence, seen I got beat by him, and Smith probably beat him comfortable, Hamilton.
Yeah.
They might have thought like they do a similar job to me.
No, of course.
That gave me opportunity to get a British title fight.
Of course.
But that loss was only a 4-round fight. I was the away fighter.
Yeah.
I lost the first round just by like messing about, showboating, and probably won the next 3. But they gave the decision to him. And when I was British champion, then they offered him the first defence. They offered him a few defences, and he turned them down.
Yeah. You obviously, the training camp you've said about the duration and everything, and obviously 2 weeks time when it's all over, you're just sort of looking forward to being with your family, and any planned breaks away, or?
Yeah, I plan to go on a holiday, take my family away, and just chill out for a week or 2.
Oh, okay.
But then, if I win out, I want to be out like ASAP and defend the title.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably have a week or 2 off, and I'll be back in the gym.
How, as a profession, you can't get, in terms of sport professionals, you can't get a much harder sport than boxing. How, to anyone up and coming, like a sort of, what would you say to them to sort of try and keep them on track? Because obviously you have certain fighters. Just
give it 100% with the training. Just stay dedicated, stay focused. Have goals, achieve, and just try your best to achieve them. And just stay focused and train hard.
Of course, great advice.
It's worked for me, so it can work for other people.
Yeah, no, for sure. Recent news, obviously, about Kid Galahad.
Yeah.
It was a shame, obviously, about failing the drugs test. Do you find, at that sort of, how does it work with you? Do you sort of have like a sort of nutritionist? And because obviously there's so much different substances now you can and obviously can't take. Do you have a sort of someone on hand, or do you sort of, I know speaking to Tony, he was sort of saying how good you are with your sort of nutrition and your substances and that.
For the first person I seen to help me out with my diet was Guy Sillett. He runs he's my strength and conditioning coach.
Okay.
From Barry Island, Muscle Beach, the gym's called. And he set me out a diet plan, and then I just like I changed it around and adapted it to suit myself. And now I got like two food sponsors on board, Muscle Food and Cafe Pure, and they help me out with the nutrition. The one set me out like a diet plan, and they send it to me fresh daily. And Muscle Food, they send me like all the like supplements and fresh meat and stuff.
Oh, okay, smashing. In terms of obviously the card on the 30th, how do you see the other fights going in the cards, the likes of
I think Frankie Gavin can shock a few people.
yeah.
He's an excellent boxer. He's the only British world amateur champion, so that says all. If Carl Brooks overlooked him in some way, I think he could shock a few people. I'm not saying he'll win, but he could put on a great performance. Kevin Mitchell's in a tough fight with Nares.
Yeah.
I think that can go either way. And like, I'm up against him myself.
Yeah, of course. Do you see Joshua stopping Kingpin?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, at the moment I see him stopping anybody. Yeah. The beast.
Oh no. Speaking, obviously, you know, matchroom fighters. You were in Leeds not that long ago to watch Josh Warrington.
Yeah.
How do you sort of assess, obviously, his career so far? He's obviously he had the British sort of after when you vacated. He's then gone on to win the European.
Yeah.
Do you see him as, obviously down the road, a rival, but your take on his last performance? I know, you know, there wasn't much... No. And how, you know, do you think, again, speaking to Tony, he was sort of saying he believes obviously you're a level above. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I feel the same.
Yeah.
But if he keeps improving the way he is, then he'll make for a good fight down the line.
Oh, of course.
He's done everything that's asked of him. He's picked up all my titles I've vacated. The British, the European, and the Commonwealth, the British, European, and the WBC International. They were all my titles, I've vacated them and he's picked them up. So he's like right behind me.
No, fantastic.
But if he can keep on winning, he'll make for a good fight down the line. And he got a big following.
Yeah, massive.
Like you said, when I watched his fight, they were all abusing me in the crowd for fights, abusing me and shit. Well, I'd be more than happy to go up and shut them all up.
Just another question. Like, if you had them both in your prime, who would you go with out of Ali and Mike Tyson?
Ali.
Yeah, every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's bigger. Yeah. I just have to pick Ali. Better fighter.
Who was your who did you sort of watch on the screen growing up? Oh, okay. But
like Thomas Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah. Oh, okay, smashing. Oh well, Lee. Well, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on the 30th lifting the title, hopefully. Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.